What's going on, YouTube? This is Jim Hiatus, and today I want to talk to you guys about the rewards in Destiny. Now you're like, oh god, here we go, another dude bitching about Destiny rewards. You're right. I decided to jump back into Iron Banner after playing a video at work today about all the cool rewards that Lord Saladin was going to bring us. So I heard about all this new 310 gear, potentially like 320 gear, just crazy purples, new armor, new skins, new just excitement. And I'm like, you know what? I have not played Destiny in a pretty long time. And if this is not the way to get me back into the game, I don't know what is. So I jumped into the fray. And both times I had the highest score in terms of just overall points, in terms of kills, in terms of KDR, whatever. I just did really well, and I chalk it up to beginner's luck. As you guys have seen in some of my other gameplay videos, I am a little better than average. I just had good games, I guess. Like I said, beginner's luck. I don't know what it was. I was not arguing. I was fighting with the controls a lot because I was trying to clamber, and I couldn't do that like I could in Halo. I was trying to boost to the side. I couldn't do that, but I had double jump, and I did like that. So I was like, oh, yeah, double jump, and I had that helmet that allows me to hover in the air when I aim, which is great because I could do that in Halo. So some of my relearned muscle memory did carry over, which maybe helped a little bit, but I had fun. I loved it. The game looks incredibly gorgeous. Yes, it is jarring to go from 60 frames a second to 30 frames a second, but the texture quality in that game is really second to none, and it is a gorgeous game. Zero pop-ins, just beautiful textures. And I had a blast played on the new multiplayer Dreadnought map, and it was really, really fun. You know, a lot of different layers, and the maps deceived you. I mean, the radar deceived you. Was an enemy right next to you? Yes, he was in terms of, you know, position from your position to center, but obviously across the y-axis, if you want to think of it. Maybe he was like a level above or below you, and that was cool. So I did enjoy that. However, the rewards were not there, and it really frustrated me more than it normally should have. And I guess it's because I feel like I'm at that point in Destiny where I've kind of reached the end of my Destiny career, at least for now in this expansion. You know, I've done kind of the things I needed to do. I've done the whole Dreadnought thing. I've played a raid, and yes, I haven't beaten it entirely, but I got up to the Sisters right before the final battle with Oryx. And you know, just finding a bunch of random dudes online, and it was fun, but, you know, the group disbanded, and I just didn't feel like investing that much time in it again to get another group going. I've done the Nightfalls, all that kind of stuff. I've done the Destiny experience, you know what I mean? It's time to move on to other endeavors. But, you know, every so often this does pull me back in. But when stuff like this happens and you just don't get any good rewards, or everybody else on your team gets a reward other than you, or the guy who comes in at the very last second, you know, gets the exotic drop or whatever, it's just really frustrating. And it really does take the fun out of the game. I don't need to be constantly pacified as a player. I don't need to be constantly rewarded every single second for every little thing that I do. But I got to feel like I'm moving towards something greater. I got to feel like there's some progress being made. Now, there are some games I play for fun that are just solely for fun that really I don't expect to get anything out of them. Heroes of the Storm is a good example. I have all the heroes that I am interested in. Overwatch is a perfect example of that. We're playing right now in the beta, and there's nothing to earn, but it's still enjoyable to play. A lot of Battlefront maps are like that as you go through, or Battlefield rather, as you go through, and Battlefront as well. When you get all the upgrades, you're just kind of dorking around with your buddies. Halo could be argued with that with the rec system, because after a while you just kind of don't care anymore, because you're not getting weapon skins ever. I'm not bitter or anything, though. But I'm kind of at that point where it's like, you know, I need something more engrossing, and there's so many other new and fun games to play, and Fallout, and I got Walking Dead 2 on PlayStation right now. So there's other things that I'm interested in that are outside of Destiny. So the little bit of time that I dedicate to coming back to the game to not get any rewards whatsoever is extremely frustrating. And it kind of turns me off from it. And I'm hoping that in the next expansion this is resolved a little bit more. You know, I think back to my World of Warcraft days, and I talk about them quite a lot. I'm pretty fond of that era of my life because Warcraft is a pretty damn good game. And I was involved in the grind just like everybody else. At the time, I believe it was Justice Points, or then they switched to Dragon Coins or Dragon Points or Honor Points. I honestly lost track. It changed so often. But the point was this. Every time you played, you got a currency. If you played on a harder difficulty map, you got more currency. If you played on an easier one, you got less. And after a set amount of currency, you could trade in all those hard-earned points and pick yourself up a nice, shiny new piece of gear. Whether it was a weapon or a piece of gear like a shield or like a boots or something like that, or a trinket even, you could cash in for that, and it was very rewarding. Yes, it was grindy, no doubt about it, and I probably grinded out some of those dungeons upwards of 50, 60 times for my next upgrade, but I knew at the end of the day when the smoke cleared, I would get something. And I feel like Destiny needs to implement something like that, or just have better drops, reward the players who do better. When I play Forza, for example, and I turn off all the driving assist and I want to play it on pure simulation mode, no racing lines, no redos, manual instead of automatic, tire wear, I get an insane amount more of credits than I would have if I had the driving line on, automatic transmission, rewinding capabilities. I would have all that, and I would not get as great of a reward. So it encourages me as a player to play better and play harder and play smarter, because I want to get to that next tier and I want more stuff. Isn't that why I'm playing this game? To pad my virtual vault of goodies and say, look at this really cool light level 307 armor I picked up. And it's just these random, I say pity epics, but these just random drops that occur that just are not anywhere indicative of the skill or the intensity of the players who earn them. Really does cheapen it when I eventually could have earned it. Now, again, I don't care. I'm done with it. I moved on to other things. But I find that to be a very big problem, particularly in Destiny. I think you could argue the same thing in Halo. The rec packs sometimes aren't that great. I'm looking for a armor shader for my, or a shader for my gun, for example, and I get the Gun Goose accreditation. I mean, yeah, I guess it's something I didn't have before, but at least with that game, the more you do, you get more points, which can be cashed in faster. And I feel like that's what's really missing from Destiny, and that's what really turns me off from it. Now, I may turn it on occasionally and just have a sparring match with my buds, or if they add some new content, or maybe I want to level up my hunter or something. I don't know. But for the most part, I have to say that for the people who are still playing it, it is a great game, and I take nothing away from you guys at all. But man, oh man, it's a really raw deal, isn't it? I think it is. I'm not a big fan of it. So for that reason, I have moved on from Destiny. So farewell, Lord Saladin. Farewell, my friends at Bungie. And when the next expansion comes, I will be the first guy in line pre-ordering that thing, hyping it up, telling you guys how great and fun and fresh all the new content is. But for now, the way the reward system is playing in, and the way I'm seeing people get motes of light or shards or something like that, instead of hard-earned gear that I think we are almost entitled to, and I hate using that word, but definitely earned it, at least in terms of just overall gameplay. And when you have KDRs that are, above 2 or 3, and you have, 10 or 15 kills more than the guy next to you, it's like you got to ask yourself, why am I not getting the stuff that other people are getting? So just to put, a little bit of English on that. There you go. Now, I don't know why the Dead Orbit logo looks so bad. I mean, you can't even read my name, but that is me at the top. You're one, the only Viper Magic on PlayStation Network. As you can see, my kills, as you can see, my KDR is through the roof. I'm not saying we won this game solely because of me, but look at the rewards that everybody else got. Why didn't I get the stuff that everyone else did? Does it sound whiny? You're goddamn right it sounds whiny, because it sucks. And it doesn't feel good as a player, does it? Does it make you say, oh, goody gumdrops, I once again had the best score in Crucible and I got shit for it? Of course not. Now, I know that they have said, well, we're going to randomize things that way. The rich don't get richer and the poor get poorer. And I say, let the people who are better move up. Obviously, I'm playing the game. There's no way I got lucky on 26 different kills, is there? There's no way I just stumbled into that. Clearly, I earned it. So how about taking care of me before you take care of the guy with the .1 KDR who is standing in the corner circling around and like aiming up at the ceiling and self-detonating himself and jumping off the cliff? I mean, that's the guy that you want to reward. I mean, he doesn't probably even understand the loot that he's getting. And I'm over here dying trying to break that 305, 310 light level. And I'm dying here. So, unfortunately, fair winds, calm seas, all that good stuff. Love the game, but I'm going to have to sit this one out. So I'm curious from you guys who are still hardcore into Destiny, am I way off base here? Or do you guys agree with me that this loot system is just way out of hand? Do you feel like you need to be rewarded for a player? Or is the reward in itself playing a very polished, very detailed game that's just enjoyable to play with your friends, and you don't care if you get a good KDR? You're just gonna sit there and shoot the shit, maybe listen to Spotify and just have some fun. I used to do that too, but there's just so many other games out right now that I feel like reward me, that make me feel better when I play them, that Destiny just kind of takes a back seat. So let me know. Tell me how big of a whiny bitch I am. That's okay. I've heard it all before and worse. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching. Please do me a favor. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about me being a little whiny bitch on Destiny. Or do you think I'm spot on, and is it time to move on to some other games and we'll revisit Destiny in the next expansion? Sound off in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.